Alright, so today's question of the day comes from future Sailor Yang asking me about how do you get promoted in the military, specifically in the Navy. I can't really talk about other branches. I'm sure they have their own system that's a little bit different from the Navy. So to begin, I want you to understand how important it is to get promoted in boot camp. Okay, so if you're coming in as E1 or E2, you better listen. Right? If you're coming in as E3, this section doesn't pertain to you. You need to pay more attention to the later section. So if you're coming in as E1, E2, okay, I want you to understand boot camp is the only place where within a very short period of time, 2 months, you can potentially, let's say you come in as E1, you can walk out as E3. If you come in as E2, you can come out as E3. Okay, it's very, very essential that you try your absolute best to come out as E3. Okay, now there are several ways, but I'm going to be talking to you about two main things that's within grasp, something that you can actually attain. Okay, number one is the depth test. The depth test, I want you to understand, it's going to only help you from E1 to E2. Okay, so if you're coming in as E2, passing the depth test isn't going to do much for you. But after, let's say you become E2, having a leadership position is going to bump you up from E2 to E3. But let's say you fail the depth test, you're E1, you have a leadership position. Now from E1, it's going to put you in E2. Okay, so it works that way. But other than those two main ways and those two most attainable ways, there is if you get high academic achievements and different type of awards that only select few people get. So don't put your hopes on the academic awards and different type of awards. Make sure you focus on the two main things: leadership position and the depth test. Okay, and the reason is the opportunity cost is huge. Okay, so for example, for me, when I was in boot camp, things didn't play out for me, and I finished. I left boot camp still as E1. So I went to boot camp June. And from E1 to E2, it takes 9 months for you to rank up, right? Just automatically thing. It's an automatic thing. You can't really make it shorter. It's the rule, right? After you finish boot camp. So 9 months. Now this March I turned E2, and I will turn from E2 to E3 this December, right? So the opportunity cost for me not making it in boot camp is waiting 18 months. To take the E4 exam, right? Try to the opportunity to become E4, Petty Officer 3rd class, and once you enter Petty Officer 3rd class, trying to become 2nd class, E4, 5, 6, and 7. I will put a link down in the description. It has a little chart. It's open to the public, where it breaks down percentage-wise what's important. So awards. Tests, performance, different stuff like that. So I highly recommend you check it out. If I explain it, it's going to take a very long time. It's easier for you to just look at it and understand it. So make sure you check that out, okay? And when you're in the military, somebody is going to show you this anyway, and somebody's going to explain to you anyway, but I'm just showing it to you ahead of time, okay? So one of the things that I do want to say that I did find interesting, and that was consistent through the E6s, so Petty Officer 1st classes, and E6s. Once you hit E6, you can retire from the Navy with 20 years. And I've asked multiple E6s that are retiring. I said, aren't you interested in hitting chief, right? Or why haven't you hit chief in 20 years? And the most consistent answer that I got from everybody, from most people, is the fact that they said, I'm not a very good test taker. And test in the military is multiple choice. At least that's what I hear, and so far from my experience, I can see that is to be the case. So one of the biggest problems that I can see that most people have is the fact that they are not good test takers. And so if you do want to rank up, right? So from E3 to E4, 4 to 5, 5 to 6, and above. I haven't really experienced it yet, but what I can recommend is be able to study well. And the recommendations that I got from Master Chiefs is that be a good test taker. Study ahead of time. Study months ahead of time, and be a good test taker. And it's a skill that you really need to develop. Study habits, study skills. It's a habit you need to develop if your career is being in the military. Why? Specifically in the Navy. Why? Because your rank advancements depend on it, right? So I hope this helped. That's what I can say, and those are my answers to the question for you. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great Navy day.